Because before the pandemic, we were kind of just like, at least to me, we were kind of just like trying to get things done. I don't think we ever really like sat down and really fully fleshed out like what it is we were really trying to do. We were just trying to get some things done for real.
Yeah.
Because even going back to what I said about, you know, the 9-to-5s and everything, we were kind of coming from a place, and like I don't mean this in a negative way, but we were coming from a place of desperation, because it's like, I'm trying to get out this job, but I know I need money.
Yeah.
And I need to figure this out,
and you
like
know
now.
Find your joy also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I need to figure this out right now, or at least sooner than later, because bills are still due, and like we still got other things going on.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what can we do now, and how can we get this done? That was like really, and we didn't really take the time, at least to me, to like really sit down and be like, okay, I know we're trying to get things done, but what is it that we're really like trying to accomplish here? Like, what are we actually presenting to these people for real?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To the people that are like supporting us. Like, it's just like, cool, we got a dope event. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a very, you know, we're very talented at like making things look dope and presenting things. But it's like, what is it that we're actually presenting for real?
Yeah.
Like, how are these people going to connect beyond like the aesthetic and just how it looks and how it sounds? It's like, what are we really trying to like put out there? And I think in a way the pandemic kind of gave us that time to just like kind of reassess like what, you know, what it is we're really trying to portray.
Yeah.
And like, what are we really trying to get out there?
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like for a while we was just kind of, and don't get me wrong, it was definitely dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, people still talk about the events, but it was just like, you know, what are we trying to do here for real? You know what I'm saying? And I think that time gave us the ability to kind of think it through and be like, okay, you know, let's really think of like how we're gonna actually connect here, and like how we're gonna actually like, you know, bring people in, and why people should even care for real, why people should even spend their hard-earned money on it. Like, and I, you know, in a way, I'm kind of thankful for that, you know, for the time to at least think, you know what I'm saying? And really just like, okay, like, you know, what are we really trying to achieve here for real? So, yeah.
Okay, that was well put. All right, so 2022. Right now, we're currently dealing with a situation where a lot of the ports where clothing and apparel is coming out of are backed up. Let's talk about this situation and how much this is affecting the business right now.
Yeah. So
and the certainty, which is now uncertain.
Yeah, it's so there's probably, I'd say, three main things. One is capital, or just like the cost.
Yeah.
So a lot of these manufacturers and a lot of these suppliers are increasing their prices now because
across the board, it's bad out here. Yeah,
it's rough. It's rough right now, and you also have to look at lead times. So you order, you know, some blanks to like, and that's another thing too. Like, it's all separate things. It's like an omni-channel, right? You have to get the blanks, but not only do you have to get the blanks, the manufacturers have to get the materials.
Yeah.
So it's like like the whole supply chain, and then once you get the blanks, you got to find the embroiderer or the screen printer
that you can
and
trust.
Then, exactly.
Who does good work and they're consistent.
And we ain't even get into like how USPS and FedEx and like all of them are just completely screwed up right now.
Yeah.
So it's like affecting the lead times, and when your lead times are trashed, then you have to deal with like, okay, how are we going to put the timeline together for the campaign and the rollout and the photo shoot? Because we got to get the inventory on hand.
Yeah.
Then we have to then relay that information to the photographer and the talent and the studio if we're using one. Like, there's all these things. It's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're just at a point now where it's just like, all right, like, we're basically trying to give ourselves enough padding room and enough flexibility to where it's like, okay, we know we might have to wait like 2 months for these hats. Yeah. And that's not even like an exaggeration.
And
like,
you may have certain concepts that line up with certain months and seasons.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's just something, the
concern's real.
Yeah, but I think it's forcing us to like just be more realistic. Like, you know what I'm saying, with what we can get done, and like what it is that they're trying to get done. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if you're trying to plan for, I'd say, you know, Q1, like now, like you're probably screwed because you got holiday right now. You got all these things going on to where it's like you're not gonna probably even get your inventory till like maybe like late December. Which means you still have to go sort through the product. You gotta do the quality inspection. You gotta see, you know, how much spoilage there was, because anytime you make a large bulk order, there's probably gonna be a few items in there that wasn't as well crafted, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So like you have to just keep all of that in mind when you're dealing with this. And I think it's just forcing not only us, everybody, to be like, yo, you know, we gotta give ourselves enough time to think, okay, you know, are we gonna get this by this date? How are we gonna relay this information for the photo shoot? How are we gonna, like, you know, tell our screen printer when we have, you know, the raw material in hand? Like, it's just, I think it's just forcing us to be more aware of like literally everything. Like you got to be aware of the entire supply chain. Like even one of our vendors like was telling us about this this environmental mandate that's going on in their country right now.
There's an environmental mandate?
Yeah.
Can you explain what that means exactly?
So the factories, I don't know if it's because they're doing too much work or, to be honest, I don't really know what's going on, but the factories are creating too much pollution.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the governments are now putting mandates on how much they can actually produce now. So if they now have to produce less, that means they're going to charge you more for what you're trying to get made. So it's just like, you know, it's all these certain things going on, and that's a whole another topic with, you know, how the government is, you know,
stepping in.
Exactly,
but these companies.
It's separate countries too. So you have to be aware of like what's going on as far as like how they're dealing with their, you know, policies and, you know, what they got going on, because it directly affects your business.
And this is a blowback to how much America has outsourced a lot of its resources.
We don't have anything here. Anything, yo.